Hey folks, welcome you all to a new video. This is CA Ganesh Bharadwaj. So in this video, I'm going to share with you all the revision strategy for the upcoming May 2024 exam with respect to paper 4, cost and management accounting, right? I will make a separate video with respect to financial management as well. But before we start this video, I want to make one thing very clear. If you are a person who is going to write your exams in November or later, please do not watch this video right now, because if you're just 2 or 3 months away from your exam, then how do you prioritize your preparation is what I'm going to share in this video. If you are right now learning the subject and you are easily about 6 months, more than 6 months away from your exam, then maybe you can watch this video later when you are approaching your exams, or maybe by the time you appear for your November attempt, I will be making a separate video for your attempt itself. This is exclusively for students who are going to attempt their May 2024 exams, and I'm recording this on the 19th of Feb, right, 2024. So literally you are just a little over 2 months away from your exam. Now in this video, I'm going to share with you all how do you prioritize and study, how do you prioritize and revise for this subject, right? Some people might be studying for the first time itself, like you would have covered certain chapters are left over. Some students, you would have already written some attempts earlier, you would have covered everything. Now you are figuring out a way to revise and all these things. So this video fits all categories of students who are going to appear for the upcoming May 2024 exams, right? Now, before I start this video, I want to share one small personal experience, a small story which I have personally experienced in my CA intermediate exams, right? And if you are my student, you probably would have already heard this from me before. Now, guys, I've told you all that in my CA Inter, right? In my costing paper, their costing and FM was together back then, about 10 years back, right? So I told you that I scored 94%. But trust me, till date, the best paper I have ever written in my CA journey throughout is my paper 1 accounts paper, right? Now what happened in accounts paper was I was completely prepared. Like anything, you ask me any question, I will be in a position to handle it. That was the kind of preparedness that I was having, and I approached the exam hall. What happened was, long story short, so last I had about 2 minutes left, right? I just had 2 minutes left, and I looked at my watch, it was 4:58, 2 minutes left. Now I had completed only for 68 marks. So I had to write two more 16 mark questions. Back then it was 16 marks. Two more 16 marks question to finish my entire paper, right? So technically there were 3 questions out of which I need to write 2, right? Forget the choice. I couldn't even write what I had in front of me. I wrote only for 68 marks with 2 minutes left. I couldn't do much. What I did was, I just took one question out of the remaining 2. I just picked one question. I still remember it was a question from incomplete records. What I did was I just opened a few ledgers and wrote down the opening balances which were mentioned in the question. And technically, after this, the time was up and they took the paper away from me. I had written only for 68 marks plus this one question with all this opening balances. That's about it. Now, I thought I will fail in that paper. I thought there is no point in attempting the next paper also, because paper 1 accounts, it is the first paper, right? And that too, it is the first time I am sitting for a professional exam. Now, back then we had the first level of exam was, for you guys, it is foundation. For us, it was CPT, Commons Proficiency Test. It is simple ticking MCQs, fairly simple as compared to your foundation and all. So our first professional exam was actually in our CA intermediate, that too in our first paper. So I was completely bogged down by it. I thought I need to skip the attempt and all. But somehow I gathered up the courage, I wrote the remaining papers. And when the date of result, on the date of result, when it came, I was really afraid to check my accounts mark only. And you know how much I got in accounts? I got exactly 69 marks. That is, they had given me marks for the entire thing that I had written, or maybe because of moderation, they had given some extra marks. I don't know. But one thing is for sure, whatever I wrote, I know that I scored a perfect mark there, right? Now, why am I sharing this story? Not to tell you that I have achieved something great and all. No. The only reason why I'm telling you this is, now, in your exam, because of some reason or the other, you might not be in a position to attempt the entire paper, right? Now, if you are able to attempt it, well and good. Some reason beyond your control, maybe time is a constraint because of that, or maybe you didn't know a particular concept and exactly they have tested that sum for some reason you don't know, then this strategy will be quite effective for you. Now, in this, I'm going to tell you which are the chapters you first need to definitely approach in your costing. Once you master these chapters, then you move to the second set of chapters, right? This is the way to properly ace the exam. This is strictly from an examination perspective. When you are preparing, don't prepare it in this particular sequence. I've told you in our classroom lectures, I've told you the way to prepare. You follow the same sequence. This is only for the purpose of revision. Now, if you see, our exam is going to be for 120 marks, right? Out of which institute has made it very clear that MCQs are going to be tested for 30 marks, and as on date, they have not told anything about negative marking, so we can safely assume that there is no negative marking, at least for your May exams. If the institute comes up with any changes, we might not know, because that is the kind of situation we are in. The syllabus itself is new, so whenever a new thing comes, only then we can say. Beyond that, we can't, we can't extrapolate and say that exactly this is how it's going to be. As on date, no negative marking, right? Which means the remaining 90 marks comes from descriptive, right? When I say descriptive, in costing, it's basically you need to take your pen and solve the numerical problems, right? They could also test you on one theory question, which could be optional, right? Again, unless and until institute comes up with the mock test paper, we might not know the exact model. But overall, we know that out of this 120 marks, you need to write for 100 marks, correct? Right? So out of this 120, you need to write for 100 marks. MCQ is 30 marks. They have given it for sure, which means out of the remaining 90 marks, you need to attempt for 70 marks, right? This is how your testing pattern is going to be, right? Now, is it going to be, sir, each question is going to carry how many marks, sir? That I don't know. Till date, I don't know. Maybe after the MTP comes, the mock test paper comes, every attempt institute releases 2 series of mock test papers, generally in the month of March, April and all, they do it. Once they do it, I will make a separate video about that. But for the time being, this at least is for sure, right? Now, so here you have 30 marks to attempt. And out of this 30 marks, and anyways, apart from this 30 marks, you have this 90 marks of descriptive, out of which you need to attempt for 70 marks, right? Now, keeping this in mind, I am bifurcating this entire subject, that is our costing, into 2 parts. Part 1 is the set of chapters that will in total cover 75 to 80 marks out of the 120 marks, right? Out of 120 marks, the following chapters will cover 75 to 80 marks. And the remaining chapters will cover 35 to 40 marks. Clear with this? I am bifurcating it like this, right? Now, the best part is, now we have a total of 15 chapters, right? Now, in this, I have taken a total of 9 chapters. These 9 chapters alone put together will contribute to about 75 to 80 marks for sure. Now, your first priority should be on these 9 chapters. Now, learn it properly. Don't even skip a single area. Learn it properly, conceptually. Do everything, anything that comes from this area, be it an MCQ or a theory or a practical question, anything that comes from this area, you must be in a position to handle it, right? Now, especially the top priority chapters are cost sheet, overheads, ABC, standard costing, marginal costing. These are the top 5 chapters. I have even kept it in order, right? These are the top 5 chapters. Never miss, never sit an exam without doing these chapters, right? In fact, there are even a certain chapters which are interconnected. For example, cost sheet, overheads, ABC, cost accounting systems. These are all some interconnected chapters, right? So I cannot say that, you study a cost accounting system, but you need not study overheads and all. No, without overheads, you can't even enter into cost accounting system, right? So first understand the top 5 chapters are definitely going to be the maximum contributors to your exam papers. And after that, again, here also you have process costing, service costing, cost accounting systems, and material costs. These 9 chapters put together will contribute 75 to 80 marks of your exam, right? Now, in these 9 chapters, you master it like anything. Now, make sure that at least you score 80% of what you write, right? You score at least 80% of this 80 marks, right? Let us conservatively say these 9 chapters put together is going to be tested for 75 marks, right? So 75 into 0.8 is going to be equal to how much? 60 marks. Your exemption is guaranteed, right? So now, if you are very strong with these 9 chapters, even allowing for some scope of error in the exam hall, I am saying even if you score just 80% of these 9 chapters, your exemption is guaranteed. That is, you need not touch this paper again for a lifetime. Clear with this, right? So first master these 9 chapters. Once you have done this, then go for revising the other remaining 6 chapters. In this remaining 6 chapters, if you see, out of these 6, basically budgeting, joint and buy, and employee cost and direct expenses. Among these 6, these 3 are relatively bigger. Among these 6, I am saying, right? These 3 are relatively bigger. Out of this, even budget is biggest, right? Now, I am not trying to say that budget will not be tested. Please be very clear, right? So all these chapters put together carry so much of weightage. That's why I'm saying don't omit. I'm saying prioritize. First, learn these 9 chapters like anything before moving to the remaining 6 chapters. If you do this, now your exemption is cemented, it is sorted. Whatever you get from here is a bonus for you. Clear with this, guys? Follow this strategy like this. For every subject, there will be some strategy. The respective faculty will handhold for you. Again, for FM, I will make a separate video and guide you on this. But please make sure that if you follow this for revising, right? Even revision means the last 2 months or 1 month, as the case may be, depending on whether you're writing one group or both the group, as well as the day before your exam. That is most important, how you are going to approach the subject. For this, you follow the sequence something like this, so that definitely these 9 chapters, for sure, it's a never miss, right? Beyond this, whatever you will get is going to be a bonus. Now, please do not mistake me for saying that you can omit this. I didn't say you can omit. I am saying learn these first and then go to this, right? Because there are chances that at times you might not be having adequate time. In that case, because of lack of time, if it's okay, at least if you are not able to give full justice to these chapters, but definitely these chapters should be done. That is the meaning of this. Don't plan for these 9 chapters alone and forget those 6 chapters. That is not what I'm saying. Clear with this, guys? Learn it properly well, and you can even score an exemption even after allowing for a scope of error in your exam. 80% of 75 is 60 marks that you can definitely score. Are you clear with this? Assume you are making some silly mistakes in the exam. For that, you are losing out 20% of what you write. Still, an exemption is guaranteed. This is a very, very good approach to your revision and a very good strategy to tackle your exams. Clear with this, guys? More on the tips and presentation part, I'll be making a separate video towards your exam. But right now, since some students would have even started their revision, I wanted to make this video to tell you guys very clearly that, this is the way to prioritize your revision. Fine. So I hope you found this video useful. If you found it useful, you can even share it with your friends. So that's it from my side for today, guys. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you all so much and have a great day.